is Phil, and if you're new to this channel, please subscribe below and click the notification buttons for any updates or future videos that I post on my channel. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Tonight I'll be talking about a very interesting topic that I know most of you would want to know, and it is about how to import a car from Japan. Usually have this customs clearance business that I normally run out of the port, mostly in PNG, whereby I import cars from Japan, used cars, and then sell them at a reasonable price back home in Papua New Guinea to any interested customers that I have. So a few months ago, many of you have read in the newspapers and on radio and TV that the government has reduced the customs duty rate for motor vehicles from, I think, 80% before down to 20%, which now means that you can easily afford a used car from Japan. But prior to that, I think in 2018 towards 2019, during the O'Neill government, they did a review about the age of the car limit, but that is all okay now. But the important thing is I would like to share with you how you can import a motor vehicle from Japan, and then using the calculations, and I'll give you an estimate of the price or the total price after customs clearance, NAQIA, and the CIF price when you buy from the bank, and you'll have a fair idea of how much it will cost you for a vehicle. So stay tuned. So the first thing before you import a vehicle from Japan is you have to register your TIN and other credentials with the Asikuda registration system at PNG Customs. If you are an old importer, then your information is already stored in the system. But if you are a new or a first-time importer, it is advisable for you to check your whichever customs agent or broker you are dealing with, so that you can fill out the form G26, and then you have to sign and you have to provide additional information, which I'll be putting at the side of the screen, a snapshot of the requirements from the PNG Customs in order for you to get your TIN. Your TIN identification, which is tax identification number, is actually from IRC. So you can lodge through a separate document at IRC to get your TIN, or if you have one, you can always give it to your certificate with you. You can give to your broker to attach with your form and then submit to customs for you to be registered on the Asikuda system. The examples I'll be using to calculate the duty amount and the GST are from today's rate at BSP. The USD exchange rate at the moment is around 0.28, 28 something. So I will use that to calculate the different cost. I want to present to you the cost in relation to importing a small sedan, maybe a four-door sedan, a small one, and also I will try do one for a SUV, especially a Toyota Harrier, which is one of the common vehicles used in Papua New Guinea at the moment. You can compare the cost and see the cost difference in the different vehicle makes and models. So yeah, so let's get started. The first vehicle I'll be doing the calculations on is a small sedan, which is a four-door, 4 or 5-seater sedan, which I'll be posting the picture next to the screen, so you can have a fair idea of which type of vehicle I'll be doing the calculations on. I will give you the breakdown and the estimate price at the end of the calculations. So your customs duty is calculated in the following manner or way. I'll post it up on the screen again. The first is you have to look at your CIF price, which is cost including freight. That is the cost of the vehicle plus the cost of the shipment. When you order something online, you have to make sure you click CIF price on the different websites or vehicle websites that you go to, so that the supplier knows what you are. Also, it's a requirement now that you have to click the JVEC inspection, which is to see if the car is able to or meets the requirements of the Road Traffic Authority in Papua New Guinea. So that's the first. The next point is they will, of the CIF price, 10% will be calculated, which will be headed onto the 20% customs duty that is charged to the CIF price. So your 10% VAT and your 20% customs duty is then added together. So in total, you're actually not paying 20%, but you're paying 30%, which is 10% VAT or GST and 20% customs duty on the price of the vehicle, which is the CIF price. So the CIF price is the price when you go to any bank in Papua New Guinea, either BSP, Kina Bank or Westpac, and you do your TT. So the price on your TT form is the price that will be calculated when your customs agent or broker does the calculations. So on top of that, which is the 10% VAT, the CIF price or the price of the TT you paid at the bank, and the 20% duty, they will add on the Wharfage and Handling fee, which is roughly, depending on the size of the vehicle, it might be around, let's say, over 1,000 kina, or between, depending on the size of the vehicle. So it cannot be above 2,000 kina for a small sedan, but for a larger vehicle it might go over, so depending on the size. Okay, the next point that I will mention is they would add the NAQIA, that is the NAQIA fee for NAQIA, which is around 246 kina that is added on. And then depending on whoever you use, there's some agents that charge around 600, or some they go as far as 1,000 kina for their agent fee. So the agent fee covers other small fees like the Asikuda entry fee, which is 30 kina, and other small fees that they give to their runners to run in and out, and to tips or whatever things that they give to people to fast track the documentation of your item or your vehicle. So when you add them all together, it will give you an estimate of the price, the total price. So the price that you pay at the bank is separate from your duty. Remember that. So the price you pay at the bank is separate. So for example, if you pay a price for a vehicle that is around 2,800 USD on the net, 2,800 USD, if you calculate, that would be around 9,000 kina or 8,000 kina. That is separate. So when you add your duty, they will use that on the TT, the amount on your TT form, and then they will add the 10% VAT, which is 10% of the CIF price, plus the 20% duty, which is 20% of the CIF price, added together to give you the customs duty. So the customs duty is then added with the Wharfage and Handling fee, plus the NAQIA fee, plus, depending on your agent, the agent fee. Then you will get the estimate total cost of your vehicle, which I will do an example and post on the screen for you to have a look. That is for a small sedan. So I hope this information is enough to help you if you're a first-time importer, or someone who's imported before, but because of the reduction in the customs duty, you can have a fair idea of how much it will cost you to import a nice affordable used car from Japan to Papua New Guinea. Now, for my case, I imported quite a number of vehicles and I've sold for myself personally, and I've also assisted my family and other friends to import vehicles into Papua New Guinea. I stopped importing a few years back because of a certain issue that I went through with a client, so I decided to put a stop towards importing for a while. So until I sort myself out with the other client, then I'll get back into importing vehicles. But for me, as a regular importer, in the last, I'd say 7 to 8 years that I've been importing vehicles, it is cheaper. Don't go for very low price vehicles on the market. They may have some defects or some faults in them, which you as a customer in Papua New Guinea would never know, because they are in Japan and you are in Papua New Guinea. So when the vehicle arrives, finally you will identify the problems, which is going to be really hard because it's already under your responsibility now. So my advice is, you look for a vehicle that is affordable, not very cheap on the market. Look for a model that is year of make above the year 2000, which is still recently new. It's like almost 19 or 20 years. Here in Japan, they look after motor vehicles, and they are quite good quality. They are regularly serviced, so they have a good history of maintenance. So if you import something, just look for something that is above the year 2000, and the mileage should be at least 100, but must not be above 200,000 kilometers. It has to be below 200,000. 150 is okay, but I would rather go for below 100,000 kilometers. Most of my vehicles that I import to Papua New Guinea are below 100,000 and go as far as above 50,000 kilometers on the odometer. Yeah, so these are some of the tips that you can use to import or check the vehicles when you go online, and the different websites that offer vehicles for sale to Papua New Guinea. I want you to bear in mind that the cost will depend or vary as per the CIF price. So if you import a vehicle that is around 2,500 USD, it will be much cheaper. So as the CIF price goes up, so as the duty, the 20% duty and the 10% GST that is added on. So in total, it's like 30% that you're paying. Yeah, so I hope what I have gone through with you on the different slides and the calculation gives you a fair idea of how much it will cost per vehicle if you are to import from Japan. Remember, the TT part is something that you pay at the bank. You don't give that money to your broker. The second part is the part that you give to your broker. The TT part, you go straight to the bank, you make the payment once you get the invoice from the supplier in Japan. Depending on your negotiation skills and how you bargain, you can get a good discount on a certain vehicle. I hope this helps you to import a vehicle from Japan, and you can own a really good car in Port Moresby or anywhere in Papua New Guinea. Yeah, so thank you for watching. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe below and like my videos and share to others so that we can create awareness on how to import a motor vehicle into Papua New Guinea from Japan. So thank you. Bye. Peace.